And here comes our guest, Sheriff Washington. There he is.
Hello there.
Sheriff, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for joining us. We're delighted to have you.
Thank you for being. I appreciate the invitation.
Well, we're getting everybody on here, and I know you have a tight schedule today.
I do.
So we're going to absolutely be respectful of your time
Okay.
as we get everybody in here.
Okay.
Just get everybody on here. Okay, we'll get rolling. Sheriff, are you working from your home, from your office? Where do we find you?
No, I'm at the office today.
Okay.
Yeah, I've come in. I can get more done without being disturbed. But yeah, I've been here all day. Yes.
I know the feeling.
Yes. I'll get distracted at home. Home things in between calls, and then my assistant has to call me and say, "You're supposed to be on this call," and I'm trying to plug a light bulb in or something or whatever, So I just need to be here.
Well, I will tell you, Olivia is great.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
She worked very closely with me on your schedule, and I appreciated that because, just being able to communicate back and forth so that we can all get together is really good.
That's fine.
Yep.
I'm going to be asking you about, like I'm the interviewer, but nevertheless, I need to know more about the Rivertown
Detroit Association. Oh, my favorite subject.
Yeah.
We really quickly, the gentleman to my left or right, Tom Evans,
Yep.
and I, it's 11 years ago, decided to do something for the city of Detroit. And we decided to take what we called the sliver on the river, which is the area from Rensen to the Belle Isle MacArthur Bridge, really Jefferson, down to the river. Okay. And I'm gonna talk and admit people here. And we decided to say, what can we do to bring people together? Not just the businesses. We wanted to bring together the residents, the businesses, so that not only could we network amongst ourselves, but to give us the opportunity to talk with people like yourself.
Yes.
Who we, up until a year ago, we did meet in person. And one of the nice things about it is there were so many people in the Rivertown area who were very generous. Everybody from Bob Maxey to Mark Reith over at Atwater. I mean, Shahida Mousy over at the Aretha. So we had a great time moving around Rivertown and again, networking.
Yes.
Mayor Duggan has been our guest a couple times, Chief Craig, Kim Worthy, and it's really been fun for us to be able to get to know key people that are part of our community, which is the city of Detroit. And of course, you expand out all of Wayne County, so it is even broader. We have 2,500 members. Those of you who get my email twice a month, I try not to bombard everybody. Hang on one second here, I'll let some more folks in. But we come together and we also try to talk about current events. As an example, Denise Fair was one of our guests, and she's heading up the effort to vaccine all of Detroit with the mayor. To give us an update on how, where we can go. And that was just before TCS Center opened. So those are the kinds of things we do. But the most important thing for us is, whoops, I'm going to go on, I'll get to mute this here. The most important thing for us is for us to get to know you and to learn more about you. And so we'll give everybody just a couple more minutes. There are two things that we did in addition to the networking. We came up with a fishing fest, which brings, last time we did this, and we actually did it, we had 1,200 youth from, I would say 1-year-old all the way up, plus parents and everybody else fishing on the riverfront, along with the sheriff's department, the police department, all of them coming together to help our youth in Detroit.
Yes.
The other thing we did was we do a boat cruise. And again, we haven't done it. We probably won't do it this year. And that money goes to scholarships for students, seniors at Martin Luther King High School.
Okay.
And last year we were able to do 2 scholarships of $1,000 to 2 seniors who went to Michigan State for their freshman year. And so what we look at is that $1,000 are hours they don't have to work somewhere to help balance their budget.
Okay.
So those are just some of the things we do. We do a golf. We adopted the fire department. We do a golf outing at the Belle Isle Pitch and Putt, as we call it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And we've been able to get them a power washer, thanks to Diversified Members Credit Union, a new barbecue for the outside, chairs. So those are some of the things we do a little bit. So
I just need to know how much to do, because I want to be a part of the member. I want to be a member. I want to know how that works, for real.
You are on, and you'll be happy with the dues because it's free.
Oh, wow.
One of the things, Tom, that we started this back when things were really rough in Detroit. And one of the things Tom and I said was, we don't want the dollars to be an issue here. So what we do, we have a website, and we have sponsors for the website, and if rivertowndetroit.org. And when you go to, and here comes Shahida is joining us here. That's great. I'll get her on here. Hi, Shahida. We were just talking about you. Thank you for joining us. So what we do with the $150, that helps pay for the directors and officers liability for our directors. Dave Blaskowitz is one of our directors from Invest Detroit, and we have Karen from the Conservancy. But you don't have to pay anything. Just come to the meetings, bring your ideas, bring your friends, and I think that's the best part about it. And so You're welcome.
Great. I want to be a part. And I have my community outreach director is on the line as well, Regina Parks, and so she'll be taking notes and anything that is coming up out of the meeting today, she'll have it down, and she'll be attending these meetings as well, and to represent me if I can't get on in our sheriff's office. So what you just said, I like every bit of that, and I think that area. This Rivertown area is I love the area. And I can't wait to get back to Shane Park, Mr. Rita. I'm just like sick about it, you know. And so I'm in that area all the time, and whether it's bike riding with my bike riding group down the river on the riverfront, or whether it's just walking and just enjoying the river. I'm there all the time. And then our reserve unit is in that area all the time, whether it's around Shane Park or various places, Belle Isle, or different places in the area. Wherever we're needed, we're there, and we'll continue that. So I don't want to take over your meeting, but I can talk about Rivertown forever. I love it. So yes, we'll be a part.
Well, thank you very much, and you are welcome anytime. I know we are limited to your time to 5:30.
Yes.
Sheriff Washington, let me do a little brief intro on you, if I could.
Sure.
Your duties include the county parks, courts, and jails.
Yes.
I also learned from your bio that you, for 24 years, were part of the Detroit Police. You were a Detroit police officer and part of the Detroit Police Department.
That's correct.
Longtime Detroiter. MBA in 2022 will come on strategic leadership from Cleary University. You're a member of the National Rifle Association.
Yes.
Current law enforcement executive, and also you're an instructor. And I think one of the things that I noticed in your bio here is that your approach to instruction and your personal attention to your students have earned you numerous accolades for those who've attended your classes.
That's correct.
As a leader within Wayne County, I know you are committed. I have to say I've read a lot about you, and I know that coming in after Sheriff Napoleon, who I also did know, um, we look forward to you. And so I want to, with no further ado, whoops, I'm getting some feedback. If everybody could go on mute, with the exception of Sheriff Washington, that would be great. With no further ado, Sheriff Washington, I'd like to welcome you to Rivertown and tell us you're doing a lot of great things. So let me turn it over to you.
So thank you again. And I'm glad to see some people that I do know on the line, and those of you that I don't know. I'm looking forward to getting to know you. And so, as you said, Chip, I've been in law enforcement for 38 years now, and I love this. I've never worked a day in my life because this is all I've ever wanted to do in life. All I ever wanted to do in life. That's why I think after 38 years, I'm still doing it and still have the energy to do it. And coming to this position, unfortunately, at the demise of my good leader and my mentor and friend, Benny Napoleon, I'm just honored to be able to carry out his legacy while I build my own. And I think if you were to ask him of some kind of way we could do that, if he would be pleased with what he sees and the direction that the sheriff's office will continue to go in, I think he'd say absolutely he's pleased. So I'm just glad to be here. The courts and the jails and the parks in the county are really what we're mandated to do. But having done law enforcement all these years, and the majority of that until I arrived at sheriff's office, being on the outside and dealing with community and engaging community and being about the community, that's just embedded in me. And I could not imagine being in an agency and leading an agency such as this one, and the courts and parks and jails be the only thing that I concentrate on. We have to do that. We're mandated to do that. But we found a way to be able to be in the community as well. And that's what we will do. We're called upon all the time to assist the Detroit Police Department and other communities in various initiatives and things that they have going. I talk to Chief Craig regularly. Hey, Kyra. I talk to Chief Craig regularly, and he's asked that we make ourselves available if we could to help him with the drag racers on the weekends and the drifting and things that are disturbing the community. And I told him we absolutely would. And so we do that every other weekend as a community engagement, and try to do the things that we need to do to make sure that people are safe and not disturbed. Quality of life issues are very important to me. And so as we're even tonight, right now, actually, we're in the Barton McFarland community in Detroit, and we're out dealing with and addressing quality of life issues, working with the radio patrols and the community groups that are organized in these various parts of Detroit and even other cities as well, as they call upon us to make sure that the speeders, even in the community, down residential streets, and those that are loitering around stores, that make it have an intimidating factor that people don't feel safe about going into the stores because people are just hanging out, and abandoned vehicles that are in the area in the community that are not being addressed. And this is no knock on any municipalities or police department, because I come from there and I know that we're all stretched and in law enforcement with personnel. And Detroit Police Department has a neighborhood policing officer in all the neighborhoods. But we're just out to help that as well. We're not here to take over anybody's police department. That's not what we do. As it goes with the Wayne County Sheriff's, Wayne County period, we're our first responders to any of the 43 cities or townships in Wayne County, which is totally different, but it is what it is. Every police department, every city or municipality in Wayne County has a police department, whether it's a 5-member department or a 4,000-member department. Every 43 of them have one. So we are first responders. And I think that gives us the luxury of not having to necessarily go from run to run and answering calls to service we're not opposed to that if that ever presented itself, but we're not out seeking that. But it gives us the ability to be able to just kind of float around the communities and be able to address some things that some of the police departments are not able to, or don't want, or not able to get to in a timely manner, or timely manner as the community is concerned. So when they call or when we schedule to be in the various organized groups and work with their patrol units, they point out, listen, this is an issue right here. Can you address that? And we address it in real time while we're out there with them. And so that's what we're doing in the community. And it's what we're going to be doing, just trying to wave the flag a little more from the sheriff's office point of view to say that we're out here to help. We're out here I mean, we do all kinds of events for block clubs and for parades and in the parks when they do fireworks or in an organized manner. We're out there to assist and help all of that. In Trenton, where they have the jazz shows and the things like that, we're out here. And so you'll see us a lot, and you'll see us all over. And if you want us in your communities, or something's going on down in Rivertown, and you think you want an additional presence of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office, that's what we do. And that's what we'll be able to provide for you, because again, I'm all about the community and serving. I call myself a servant leader. I can't lead anything unless I know how to serve people. And because I do know how to serve people, people appreciate that. And those that are tasked to follow my direction appreciates that as well, because not only that we're getting it done for the community, but I'm out there most times doing it with them. So Chip, I appreciate the time. And I can't express enough how I love that Rivertown community. And if there's anything you need from the sheriff's office, I promise you, we will be there to do whatever it is that we can do.
Sheriff, I'll ask one question and then I'll open it up to the group, because there are probably some questions. How do we get a hold of you? I know the 7th Precinct supports us from DPD. How do we get a hold of you in the event we would like some additional coverage?
Yes.
I know that you mentioned drag racing. I can tell you motorcycle noise, that is a big issue in Rivertown. And it's something we got to get our arms around. So how would somebody get a hold of you?
So Regina Parks is on my is on the call. She's going to go into the chat, and she's going to put all of our information down, whether it's through our Sheriff's Connect. We have a Sheriff Connect website that you can go to. It's www.sheriffconnect.com, and it talks about anything, and it talks about how the good things that we're doing in the Sheriff's Office, and it talks about how you can reach me. She's going to give you my telephone number to my office, which is if just so you'll have it. So I'll say it. It's 313-224-7491, and then she's going to put down her number and how to reach her if you were trying to get in touch with me to schedule anything, or just to give us some feedback or concerns or things that we might want to look out for. So she's going to put all that information in the chat, so you'll have it. My number is so public that it just doesn't matter. It's out there, and I'm on social media with other things, and so I'm easy to find. And so once you put all of that on social media, on the chat, you'll have all of that information for you.
That is great. So let me open it up to questions from the group. I'm not one to chat the questions. I'm always one to have people ask you in case they have a follow-up. So let me open it up to the group who would like to ask Sheriff Washington a question. Does anybody have a question that you'd like to ask?
I didn't do that.
Where's your office located today?
So I'm at 4747 Woodward. It's the old 13th Precinct Detroit Police Department had years ago. And it's on the corner of Hancock, just 2 blocks north of Warren. So I'm sorry, south of Warren, 2 blocks south of Warren at Hancock, 4747 Woodward. Feel free to, if I'm here, which I'm trying to be here a lot, I'm in the community a lot, but feel free to call and see if I'm here. Stop by and see me. I love it.
One more question. What is the status of the old jail?
Of the old jail?
And the
Yeah.
new jail. Give us the status on jails.
Yeah, so we hope to be, I just went last week to tour the jail that's being built in the Warren and I-75 area. We hope to be in there by October of 22, and hope it's finished by then, and they're doing a great job and getting that done. And so at that point, when that's done, we'll move all of three of our jails that we currently operate, and we'll come down to one jail. And boy, am I looking forward to that. And we'll come down to one jail, and we'll be, it's like state of the art. And I don't like to brag about how wonderful it is, because I really don't want anybody in there or trying to get in there. But as society goes, there's a place that we have to operate, and it's going to be very nice. So we look to go in there October of 2022.
That's great. Crystal, you have a question for the sheriff.
Yes, sir. Sheriff Crystal Fields here from Jefferson East.
Hello, Crystal.
Thank you for your service.
Sure.
Just wanted to personally invite you to the Jefferson East CompStat meetings that we have monthly with the 7th Precinct and the 5th Precinct, Police Precinct. Our next meeting is Friday, the 23rd. It's a Zoom meeting, and if you let me know who should receive the invitation, we would love to have someone from your office come to our CompStat meetings. These are working meetings where the community stakeholders engage in community policing, problem-oriented policing. Mr. Rohde and his staff have been to our meetings, and you know, we do get kind of granular with it because Wayne State is there giving the crime trend, but we would love to have you participate in our meetings.
That'd be fine. And that's the 23rd of April?
Yes, I don't have the calendar in front of me. I think it's a Friday, but
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
So Regina Parks again, and she's leaving her number, and my number,
Okay.
and my number as well will be posted. My 224-7491. It goes to my executive assistant, and she is on the. When you meet her, as Chip can tell you, she'll be right on top of it. And if I'm not there, and because on the 20, what time is your meeting?
They're in the morning at 11 a.m.
Okay, so yeah.
And we normally send out the emails, email invite.
Right, so we'll make sure my email is listed, Regina, and I'll give you that now, which is R-Washing, R-W-A-S-H-I-N-G.
Yes, sir.
At Wayne County, all one word.com. That is my email as well. And I'm giving you the same things that she's going to be posting. But I love that. I'm very familiar with CompStats. Those commanders and the 5th Precinct and the 7th Precinct are my friends.
Yes.
I grew up in the Detroit Police Department. So a
All right.
lot of them are still hanging around. And as I am, and even some of the newer ones that have been promoted into those leadership ranks, I know them. And so the Detroit Police Department obviously is still near and dear to my heart, having raised me. But I'm brown now, and I wear the brown uniform, and we're gonna get it done on the Wayne County Sheriff's Office, just like we were doing with the Detroit Police Department when I was there as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We will be dealing with Commander Nicholas Gianquinto,
My man.
the numbers guy, and
Captain Petty,
Commander Eric Ewing.
Yes, Eric Ewing is my friend. We all came on the job together. Gianquinto, right behind me, Conway Petty, who's a captain over there, is a great friend of mine, and Commander. She's got Commander Hope up there. I think she's been promoted to deputy.
Commander Hope. Yep.
She needs to change that. I think it's deputy chief now, and It's still not there. I'm always pushing her into more rank because
I love it. I am too.
she was one of my proteges. Seriously, I raised her on the Georgia Police Department until she just flew out there on her own. So near and dear to me, my good friend.
What?
So those are my friends. We all together. We all together.
We are together.
Okay. Yes.
Well, Sheriff, I would just say before I get to Akala's question here is to Crystal's point. The numbers are amazing, and I have sat through those meetings, and you talk about making numbers work for you. They look at Rivertown, actually that whole area, and it is amazing how they can focus. And so, Crystal, I absolutely commend you on that. And Sheriff, we'd love to have you or your team there with Commander Giaquinto.
No, Giaquinto he's always been the numbers man. Always.
He is a numbers guy. There's no doubt about it.
He come on the department. That's his thing. And I'm very familiar with CompStats, and so we'll jump on for sure. I'll
okay.
Just get the information.
Okay, we'll go to the question now. Go ahead. Alcoa.
Yeah, a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, co-worker, DPD,
ballroom dancer,
all of that. Yeah, but if you know, what's the plan for 1300?
After we get out of here? Oh, you mean after 1300, the old precinct?
The Bovian, yeah.
Yeah, the old precinct.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm old school.
Oh no, 1300. I was just thinking 4700 for whatever reason, or 4747. But nevertheless, that building is purchased by Dan Gilbert's people.
Oh.
And even the jail that we're leaving across the street, the old jail, the very old jail, and our jail on the corner of St. Antoine and Clinton, and even the recorder's court, I'm dating myself, the third circuit court, as well as the juvenile detention facility, all of that's going to be vacated and move into the criminal justice system. And from what I'm told, a criminal justice center, which is where our jails will be, from what I'm told, Dan Gilbert's people have purchased all of that, and they're going to do whatever they do with it.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you for that.
Sure.
Yeah. Hey, Kyra, I see you.
Beth, you have a question?
Thanks, Chip. Sheriff Washington, really thank you for your service. And it's just a pleasure to meet you and to hear all of your different pathways to where you are right now, and your visions and also your passion. It's really important.
It is.
You know, Wayne County Jail has been very controversial, and one of the things during COVID is a concern. Are people being released from Wayne County Jail because of the COVID situation? And what is your feelings on that? And what is what kind of status can you give on that?
Sure. So we did, we presented people to the chief judge of the Third Circuit Court, Kenny, who's asked us to, obviously, and Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy, because the pandemic is what it is and what it was really early on. And they made the decision they make the decision on who's going to be released from jail and put on electronic monitoring. Our tethers is what they're called. And so that we can track them electronically. We can move some of those people out of the jail that fit the criteria. We're not letting killers out into the community, or I should say they're not. And when they determine who can be released to electronic monitoring, then we monitor them from the sheriff's office. And I can tell you that program has been working. It's not something I don't think it's something that's going to continue in great numbers like they are now, because some point we'll get back to the criminal justice procedures and things that we do and have done that work as well. But we just got to a point where we needed to flatten the curve and make sure that we were doing things safely, and that's one of the things we're doing, or as an entire team. But we don't make the decisions on who's put on tether. As I said, the prosecutor and the chief judge does. They make those decisions, and we follow those procedures that they put in place. And I should say that we're not receiving any kind of abnormal or any uptick in alerts that people are doing anything wrong. Some of the most things we do, we get when we get alerts is because their batteries are not charged properly, or they didn't they didn't get to the plug fast enough and alerts go off. It's not because they're breaking their bands, not in overwhelming numbers and trying to get away and take advantage of them being off on tether. It's not that kind of thing happening, and we're happy about that. So I think it's working, but at some point we will get back to the numbers won't be as the same as they are now. We have about 1,800 people on tether, and it kind of stretches our manpower a little bit, but we're handling it. And at some point we'll get back down to the numbers that we were pre-pandemic, which is somewhere around the 600 or so people that we had on tether. Very manageable group, and we'll keep it going like that.
Thanks for your.
Thank you, Sheriff. We have time for one more question. I know your time is short. Shahida, always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for joining us. You're on mute.
Here we go.
There you go.
Always great to be a part of this group. And Sheriff Washington, we look forward to welcoming you back to the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater this summer.
Please, I'm looking for this summer.
This summer.
Great. I got old Maxwell tickets. I need to. I hope they still work, because they're in my drawer right now. For real.
We're gonna make sure that they work.
Thank you very much.
Definitely.
Thank you very much. Yes.
I also am a property owner on East Ferry.
Okay.
And as you prepare to open the new facility, the new
Criminal Justice Center.
Yes. I'm hoping that you will put some meetings in place for that community to help educate and smooth that introduction into that neighborhood. It's something that I know I've been a big part of Rivertown. I live here, I work here, I play here, but I've been part of Midtown. My family has for 100 years.
Okay.
So as we get ready to make that transition, bringing the community with you into the preliminary welcoming steps and helping the community to welcome the new workers, the new elements of the public, I think will be very important. So anything that I can do to help facilitate that, please call on me. And my real question.
Please keep that on my radar when we get in that jail, because I think it's important that the community feels safe. Obviously, when we put a jail in the middle of the community, there's some apprehension and they don't know what's going to happen. And I think their minds really go back to when the state prison, we had state prison in the community over on Mound and the Ryan facility, when the Ryan 7 got loose and all of that, and people remember that, and I'm very sensitive of that. We caught those people that got out, but we want to assure the community that they'll feel safe while we're in that, and that we had to do that from a city council, and I know those people who are in that district had to talk to the community about that and how it's going to work out for them and us as well. So we're going to be doing that. We'll be having meetings with the community and listening to their concerns if there's any. Sure.
So my only question is, what can we as Rivertown do to help you?
Oh, that'd be great. So you mean currently or when we move?
Currently.
What you can do to help us is just make us a part of what it is that you're doing. I just need to be where it's happening, and we're stretched as a general agency. That's why we have a robust reserve unit that looks like us, that are trained like us, that work like. If it wasn't for them, we couldn't do the things in the community that we do, and you'll love them. We have a leader of that reserve unit who is top notch, and so we just want to be a part. You can help us by calling on us when you need us, and we'll be in there to help you. That's how it helps us.
Oh, that is great. And I know we're in overtime with you, Sheriff Washington.
I have another call at 6. So I can
Okay,
just, I
so
can
we're so good. Okay, good, good. I want to be respectful. We go until 6, so,
Okay.
but I just want to be, how about other questions for the sheriff? You know, I see you have a Marine unit, that got
Yes.
my attention, but also you do things in the community. I've seen some things I saw posted on Sheriff Connect. Can you talk a little bit about that? JW's got a question. We'll go to the question first. Go ahead, JW, you're on mute. Okay, you're
My
good.
question is, just out of curiosity, what is the layout for the new jail? Is it like polar coordinates like the current jail,
No,
where you have like one guard that can like look at a lot of different quads?
yeah, so this is going to be what we call a direct supervision jail. And if you could take your minds to where you see jail cells or jail movies or things, newer movies that have like it's a ward that has sub day rooms and sub places where you can separate inmates as well as bring them out together. It's going to be a direct supervision type model, and it's how we can best manage them when we need to separate a ward. Maybe, you know, there's a group and they're like in groups of 8s, and so if we don't need to bring them out into a bigger area for whatever reason, we can separate them. If we need to get control of situations more, we can do that and still give them some type of freedom versus locking them down in individual cells. So there's a lot of things we can do with that. It's going to be much more modern than what we do now. It's going to work better for our staff as well as those are in our custody. So, you know, without getting, you know, giving you a whole lot of information, but they're going to be, it's going to work out for us as well as the inmate population that we have to serve.
Well, that leads me to the question to you, Sheriff. Would it be possible for us, maybe before you open, to actually come over and see the facility? I mean, I would love to have a Rivertown meeting there. By then, we should have been through the pandemic. Would that be a possibility?
I will look into that with the county and the construction company. Make sure that it's allowed from a county standpoint. We don't want to bring people in and step over something or trip over something during the construction of this, and then, you know, somebody else's name on the building now because they got hurt or something. You know,
Sure.
we don't want to do that. So we can look further down the line at that and see how that works. I'm definitely amenable to that. But there's some corp council things we need to do to make sure that we can do that.
And we'd be happy to wait almost until you're ready to open. I mean, between now and October, I know we have been, we were in the Presbyterian Village, Rivertown neighborhood before it opened. We've been down to the Border Patrol to see their facility. I just find when you get up close and personal and get inside, you really have a good sense of what it is. So whatever you're, comfortable with, we will make happen from our standpoint.
All right, so we'll definitely look and see how we get our lawyers involved in that. You know, once you put some lawyers in it, I don't know if any lawyers on the line.
Okay.
It'll
We do.
It'll take a while then, you know. So we'll start working on that now. Okay.
Attorney Burns is our attorney, so yeah, we take advantage of it.
Just lawyer jokes, they know.
Let me ask, without other questions, I do want you to just touch on some of the things you do in the community, because there are some great things on Sheriff Connect.
Yeah, so again, as we talked about earlier, just making sure that the community is served, whether it's in some of our metro parks in the area that we go out and help with that crowd control situation, because obviously Metro Park Police doesn't have a whole lot of people and on their force, and then the municipalities that may be in those areas, they don't have a whole lot of people either. So we use our staff to just go out there and help them with crowd control and traffic control and things like that, so that you all, when you're visiting those metro parks, feel safe about what's going on as well. And as I said, in the communities that we serve, we go out and we, talk to them as we're in those communities, getting out of the cars, shaking hands, just talking about what can we do for you and what's going on in your neighborhood, whether it's dogs on the loose or those things that just will kill a community if they're not addressed. And I always talk about I like the police and patrol with the broken window theory in my head, that if we don't address things right now, it looks like it's acceptable. And one thing leads to another, and leads to another. And before you look around, there goes the neighborhood. So when the window is broke, I want to be out to fix it right away. And so to let people know that we're not accepting this. So as you broke that, we're going to fix it, and we don't want you to break it again. Else we'll have to come see you again. And I think when you address situations like that in the community, everybody understands that it's not going to happen in this community. And so just being available, it's being a presence, being a deterrent, those kind of things that I say we're out there to do. And if we have a presence out there along with Detroit Police Department and other municipalities, if they see us together, then we'll appear that we're stronger together, and we are. And so that's what you'll see.
Well, I know I can just, and you touched on it, it isn't so much the drag racing, but I can say that the noise issue, Joseph Campo tends to be a real problem. Commander Hope will certainly attest to that, because I know she's heard about that more than once. But the noise issue, especially with the motorcycles, and I understand, people, in fact, Captain Petty has a cycle, and we understand that people love to ride, and we understand they love to get out, and it's fun. Yeah. And we love that. It's just sometimes the noise level of those cycles are above what we would consider to be normal, tolerable urban living.
So as a motorcycle rider myself,
there you go.
For 14 years of my 24 years in the Detroit Police Department, I ran the motorcycle unit. And so I'm very passionate about motorcyclists and the safety that we look for as well. And some of that noise comes from every single person, it seems like in Detroit, because we're the motor city, capital of the world. Every one person drives a car. We don't do a bunch of carpooling. We don't have carpooling lanes. Every one person has a car. If it's 5 people at a house, I promise you, it's 5 cars there.
That's great.
And so we as motorcyclists, we need these motorists to hear us, because oftentimes you're playing a lot of music. It's a summer day. It's a lot of cars out, and it just doesn't dawn on motorists that I'm on a motorcycle and I need you to see me and be safe, so I can be safe and make it back to my family while we're enjoying motorcycles. And so oftentimes, and I'm not making an excuse, I'm just trying to show you some things that we have to take the baffles out of our mufflers so that the community can hear us. So while you're being distracted as a driver and your radio is up a little bit, that I'm coming. And I need you to know, not coming speeding and all. I'm not talking about that, because that's out of order. I'm just saying, as we're riding, we like you to hear us, because there's a lot of motorcycle accidents that are not motorcyclists' fault. Sometimes it's just that people are distracted driving, and they look at you and they'll make left turns in front of you. And as you're coming across and you're taking off from a green light, and they're distracted and they're making that yellow light. Or I tell my motorcyclist friends, when the light turns green, we sit there for 5 seconds, because these cars coming across the street, they're coming across the lane, and we don't want to get hit. I was a victim of getting hit on a motorcycle while I was working. I have a rod and 3 screws in my leg from that. And I got hit just minding my business. And so that's why sometimes you'd hear a little noise, because they've done that with their bikes so that people can hear them. We still have to temper that some kind of way, because we don't need to hear them at 12 and 1 o'clock in the morning.
That is true.
And so that's a conversation that we have to have. I talked to some of my motorcyclist friends, and they said they actually met Commander Hope down in the Rivertown area. She's directing them and helping them be safe, but talking to them as well about how it has to be a two-way street. So we're on it. We're on it. That's some of the reason why you hear a little bit of noise, but they just don't want to be victims of getting hit because you did not hear them coming.
Well, I know that during the day, I mean, this is urban living, okay? During the day, I think a lot of times you do have the noise. I think the biggest issue is you get to 9, 10 o'clock at night or even 2 in the morning, you know, you should have the ability to sleep through the night.
I totally agree.
But to your point, I mean, there was a recent accident. Someone said to me out, I think it was out in Oakland County, where a rider was just going down the street and the lady did not hear or see him, turned right in front of him. He died instantly.
They do it all the time. They do that. Yes, that's true.
And it's unfortunate that happens, but it does happen.
I was on the shoulder just doing some, actually it was raining real hard. And I went up under the viaduct to put my rain gear on so I could keep going. And I'm working and my lights are on my motorcycle. And as cars drive, they're driving too fast and they see my lights. They start braking. And one lady didn't want to hit the person in front. So she shot up on the shoulder. Guess where I was?
Oh boy.
On the shoulder. And so that, you know, it happens. It just doesn't dawn on people that that's a motorcycle.
It does happen. Well, we appreciate the fact that you are conscious of the noise issue.
Oh, absolutely. That's important. And Commander Hope can talk about that in the city of Detroit, in the neighborhoods, especially Rivertown area, as it goes into later in the evenings. Commander Hope can definitely speak to that and what she does to help that, and we'll be able to assist if she needs help with that as well.
Great. I have one last question. Jim Semarad's got a question for you here. Go ahead, Jim. I think you might be.
I turned my camera on.
No problem. Go ahead.
Okay, but Washington, I just want to say congratulations.
Thank you so much.
It's just so wonderful for you front with everybody here in Rivertown. And I know Chip has done a wonderful job of making that connection between the Detroit Police Department and we know how important that is, that you guys are not the bad guys. We love you guys, okay? And all the things that you do. But I did want to do a little public announcement because people know me from the Broadhead Armory and the USS Detroit. I'm actually visiting my 93-year-old dad here in Ocala, Florida. Oh. And things are opening up here. That's because they've been emphasizing get your COVID shot. And everybody down here is getting their COVID shot. So if you haven't had your COVID shot, get it because they are available. At least that's and he didn't want me to come down here until I got my COVID shot. Just a little PSA. Next Thursday, Captain Kelly from Coast Guard Sector Detroit is going to be one of our keynote speakers on a Zoom call through the Broadhead Association. And he's going to talk about the importance of the Coast Guard, especially if we bring another LCS ship into Detroit. I tried to reach out to Anthony Junko, the public affairs officer here in Mayport, who is with the command center for all the LCS ships, and the USS Detroit is here. And I was hoping to go up there and visit them, but they're still kind of locked down. The whole base is still kind of locked down. They don't want a lot of people coming in. But we did talk about the LCS, and they're all built up in Marinette Marine, and they just got the frigate contract. So we're talking about bringing some more ships into Detroit this year. And right now, it's looking like that might happen. So it's important to have this kind of dialogue happen. When we did the commission of the USS Detroit in Detroit a few years ago, the Detroit Police Department was so essential for making that happen. And the Rivertown community is part of their like adopted people. They love the Rivertown community. So I want to keep you posted on future ship visits. I'll let you know. I can tell you that if they do come into Detroit, most likely at the Port of Detroit, it will only be VIP that will only entertain ship visits by a select group of people. And I want all the people in Rivertown to know you're part of that VIP team.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So kind of a
Appreciate
long.
that.
Thanks, Jim.
Appreciate that. We have a Marine unit. I'm sorry, we have a Marine unit as well, as you know, or may not know, but we have a pretty robust Marine unit that patrols out on the waters as well. So if you need us to do anything with that,
My last
we
call,
have that as well.
10 seconds.
Thank you.
Is, Gretchen, she's the supervisor of the Regional Exam Center for Toledo Coast Guard. And she's going to do a Zoom call in May on boating safety. So I want to make sure that we get that out through the Rivertown Association. Anybody that needs a boating safety class, whether it's their 6-pack or their captain's license or whatever, she's going to do a free Zoom training on boating safety in the Detroit River area. So that's all I got for you, Chip. Thank you very much for your time.
No problem, Jim. Thank you for the update from Florida. I won't even ask you what the temperature is. You're making me feel bad. Sheriff Washington,
Yes.
First of all, thank you so much. We're happy to have you stay. I know you got at 6, but one, I want to thank you so much for sharing with us.
Sure.
We are your community here. I have behind me is the Rivertown logo, and I will have a framed logo for you for your office.
Please, thank you.
To thank you so much, and also to keep us in mind.
Yes.
We appreciate it. But the other thing to say to you is that if there is a message you want to get out to the Rivertown community, you just let me know.
Okay.
Our meetings are spontaneous, they're informal, as you can tell, and there's always time for you. As Commander Hope knows, there's always time for our friends. We are a team effort with you, as we are with the DPD. We do it together.
Thank you.
And that's where we are part of that.
Okay, so likewise, I appreciate that. Again, I thank you for having me. We put all of our information on the chat. I encourage everyone to write it down. Chip, you and those, Captain Hope is my friend. And I'm a commander. I keep saying Captain. Commander Hope is I don't want to demote her as much as I work to get her promoted. But she's my friend, my sister, and she can call on me for anything, and as well as you all can. So I appreciate you having me. Regina and I, my community outreach person, we got to get on another with one of the commissioners today at 6 o'clock. One of the county commissioners want to introduce me to her district, and I'm happy to do that. But we're out there. We're out there, and we'll be out there for you. I'm happy to be a new member of the Rivertown community, and we're just here to serve you. Please call on us so that we can have a presence in your community as well.
Well, thank you, Sheriff, very much. And we thank you, and we look forward to meeting Regina as well. And I'll thank you so very much for that great insight. And we're here for you anytime. You're welcome. Our next meeting, just for everybody, is going to be on May 13th, just so to let you know. And we have Michael Montry. I happen to be a Grand Prix enthusiast. And Michael is going to join us to talk about the Grand Prix. He's going to talk about the flags they use and all the other things. So mark that down. And then the June meeting, we have June already planned. The Volunteers of America, Michigan, that does so much for our veterans and those in Detroit, is going to join us to talk about all the things they do. So if you're not familiar with the Volunteers of America, Michigan, they're going to talk about it and let you know, and you may know someone who can take advantage of what they do. So we'll hang on here for a few more minutes. Sheriff Washington will let you go. Thank you so very much for joining us, and we'll look forward to our next gathering with you.
Thank you for having me. And two things, I need that Rivertown logo as soon as I get it, Chip. I need.
You'll get it. You'll have it. You'll have it ASAP.
That'll make me feel official.
You're welcome.
And then, Miss Shahida, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you when as soon as you can. I want to come see you. And
Shahida, when is the agenda or the outline come for the activities there at the Aretha? When do we see the schedule of entertainment?
Well, that's a longer story than we probably have time for at the moment. Sheriff Washington, let me say this.
Yes.
If you don't have my number, I will put it in the chat.
Okay.
Now, we are hosting our brother Ray Solomon's service tomorrow morning.
I'm very familiar. We're going, and I'm going to be over there as well at some point tomorrow. We're doing some things at the funeral home right now, and Detroit Police are going to do something at the funeral. So we kind of split it up that way.
Well, then I'll see you tomorrow, but I will put it in the chat.
All right. So Regina, please get that number for me. I have to jump off.
No problem.
And my
Sheriff Washington?
Calling me. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, this is AJ Walker. I'm the Director of Communications for Pro Tem Mary Sheffield. I just wanted to say welcome, and I look forward to working with you in the future. And it's just a pleasure, and we need you. So happy that you're here.
I told Brian White last night I need to talk to the councilwoman. He told me she was going to be out of town, and we're going to hook that up real soon. So I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, great. And I'll follow up on that for you.
Thank you so much.
And
my fearless leader, I am on. I did talk to the councilwoman, and she is on board, and she's looking forward to meeting with you in the beginning of May.
Perfect. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Sheriff, very much. And this is what this is all about. It's all about this networking to get people together to do just that. I have a couple minutes left, and I haven't had an opportunity to officially congratulate Commander Kyra Hope. And I just want to take this minute to say to her how special she is for us. And when Captain Hope was Captain Hope, she was there all the time. And now that she's Commander Hope, she is there all the time. So I would just like to, say, can you take your mask off and talk to us, or do you have to talk through the mask? You're on mute. Where did she go? Uh-oh, there she, you're on mute, Kyra.
Yeah, we can't hear.
We can't hear you, Kyra.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
There you go. All right, go ahead.
Look, you guys make me feel like I'm homesick, really. I love this opportunity of reconnecting. I'm seeing all my friends, Crystal, the sheriff, my brother, Shahida, just everybody, Akua, everybody. It's just a fantastic journey, you all. And just so that you'll know, I'm always here. I'm still operating out of the chief's office. As you know, upon my elevation, I took Deputy Chief Bettison's position, basically still doing the same thing that I do, handling all the community outreach programs, some of the big topics, the squatters hotline, that's up under me. I still have the reserves and the chaplains, the LGBTQ community liaison. I host a number of things. We have a lot of things that we're working on for this year for community outreach programs, as well as getting our youth still engaged per the CDC guidelines. And I just want you to know I am totally invested with our new Wayne County Sheriff. And we will be collaborating on some things. So hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more of brown and blue together on some of our projects here. So I'm really excited about that. I know the heart of the Wayne County Sheriff, and I really, really look forward to our working relationship. I did have it with Sheriff Benny Napoleon as well. But this reaches my heart also because I can say my brother Raphael broke me in on the job. We worked narcotics together. He really protected me, and I love him for that. And here I am today. He's a great advocate, and I'm sure he'll make an outstanding Wayne County Sheriff. So for his own man, not in Benny's shoes, but for himself. So I just wanted to add that. And if there's any questions or anything that anyone has for me, if Chip, I'm ready to go. Oh,
Okay.
but I do want to give you my number because I don't think everybody has my new number. So if you don't, the number is 313-600-2519. Think everybody had the old number, 3398. That's 600-3398. It is 600-2519.
And I will have to say absolutely that when you call Kyra, she calls you back. And by the way, just to let everybody know, Commander Hope was a special profile in Detroit River Living magazine, the spring issue. If you didn't happen to see it, it's online under Detroit River Living spring issue. And it's a great profile of the commander. And but most importantly, congratulations on your promotion and all the things you're doing. I do miss getting together. I have to say, there's nothing like us getting together and hugging. And we'll be doing that again.
Absolutely. And hold a copy for me, Chip, for that magazine. And thank you so much for the opportunity.
Well, we're just about wrapping up here. Anybody else have any comments or questions for Commander? Yep. There goes. Do you have a question, Shahida, or are you saying goodbye?
Well, I'm saying goodbye, but there's also a very important Zoom that's about to start for
Okay.
stakeholders, and I put all the information in the chat. So as this is part of the Aretha community, please take another Zoom call today. I know we all are Zoomed out, but Zoom on over and you know, let people know how you perceive the Aretha and what would you like to see there.
And it is also included in my email to everybody. I embedded it in there, so you can also get it there.
And also, I think that since we have an outdoor venue, you know, we could have a Rivertown Association meeting actually and see each other in person at the Aretha this summer. Just
sounds like a great idea. We'll definitely get that. You got it. Well, I want to say thank you to everybody. And I want to thank you for joining us. I will see you all for the May meeting. That's going to be Thursday, May 13th, 5 o'clock. It will be Michael Montry, the general manager of the Grand Prix. We're going to talk about the Grand Prix and racing and everything else, which is near and dear to my heart. So thank you all. Everybody have a great rest of the week and certainly a super weekend. And Kyra, again, congratulations to you. Thank you, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.